And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode,
Hola.
episode 25 of Salty Tonight, one of the only shows that broadcast in two different time zones, 9 p.m. on the West, 12 a.m. on the East.
I think we just start saying the only. We just make that claim
The
just
only.
without fact checking it.
Well, see, it's still Sunday where you are. It's Monday where I am. So that doesn't happen very often. So, how are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm good.
Are you salty
Actually,
tonight?
I've been no, not too bad.
Okay,
Not too
good.
bad. I had a nap today, but I'm still the regular amount of salty.
Okay, just enough.
Just a sprinkle.
Yeah, I've
So,
had I've had bad migraines the last few days, so I've had to power through that.
well, I thought I heard that you had some interesting activities yesterday.
I did, but I'm not going to talk about that tonight.
Still? We still have
Yeah,
to keep that under wraps?
yeah,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ. All right, well,
yeah.
then I guess Wednesday,
Wednesday will be
maybe
the
we'll
day.
actually get to
Yeah.
talk about it and we'll know the results. Still don't know the results for
No.
the Python challenge.
No. No.
No, I'm
When
still
when
sitting on the edge of my seat on this.
no, when is it supposed to be? It should be by now.
They said the beginning of August, first week of August.
Also, this week we will
I
know.
mean, today's just the second, so it
Right,
could
we will
be
know the
fingers
results.
crossed by Wednesday.
Let's hope so.
Yes, I hope so. I do.
So one thing that we have learned is that people don't like when you make fun of the way people look.
No, I told you. I told you before we did it. I said this is going to cause some controversy because it's like we're body shaming. Only the people we're body shaming don't deserve an ounce of respect.
Well,
That's the part I don't get.
it's not even that though. It was just that out of all the things that were mentioned, the people that
It
complained
could
that
have gotten
we
us for way worse.
well, the people that were complaining that we body shamed tried to body shame us.
Not even successfully. That was the greatest thing. They couldn't really say anything.
No.
No,
Low life scumbag, scumbag, yes. Low life, no.
no. They told me that that my ugly heart was gonna show through when I got old. I was like,
Mm.
bitch, I am old. What are you talking when I get old?
I know, I know.
Okay, sure.
So, what do we have to lead off with tonight?
Well, there was a lady, uh, who apparently kinda got into it with an Olive Garden. She demanded unlimited breadsticks because that's what they promise.
That is
So
what they
here that
promise.
is what they promise. So here is a picture of her.
She doesn't look too happy.
No, no,
Not too happy at all.
no. I mean, and I get it because they do make that promise. They also claim to have Italian food, which is also a big
Lie.
lie.
Do
Yeah.
you like a Olive Garden?
No, no. But
You
apparently, hold on, let me listen to this story.
okay? Let's hear this.
Okay, she was banned from all 41 Olive Gardens in the state, and this is in Wisconsin. That's a lot of Olive Gardens in Wisconsin.
How
That's
many?
not just me, right? 41
That's a lot. Yeah,
in Wisconsin. Yeah. Well, isn't Wisconsin like the cheese capital?
I think it is.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's why they have a lot of Italian food. So anyway, uh, over a breadstick incident, it said, and this is in quotes, it said unlimited, and I intend to hold them to it. This is in Briar Grove, Wisconsin. Ruth Vanderhoff, 82, has been banned from every location of a national restaurant chain in her state after an incident involving what staff described as an industrial quantity of breadsticks. She requested 14 consecutive refills over a 2-hour dinner totaling roughly 90 breadsticks, loaded them into a loaded them into a rolling suitcase she had brought in and parked it beside the booth.
A rolling suitcase?
Yeah. Cited the word unlimited from the menu 11 separate times to 3 different employees, refusing to leave when the manager stopped bringing more. She told the room she was taking a stand for every customer here. She wanted the definition of unlimited entered into the record. She was extremely calm about it. Well, that's good. She was issued a trespass warning covering all 41 locations. She was allowed to keep the breadsticks in the suitcase. The word said unlimited. The band said otherwise. So, yeah, she's a wild one.
She is, and
She's really good band for
if you think about
everybody.
it, she got what she wanted. She has a suitcase full of breadsticks on wheels. That's
Breadsticks on
basic.
wheels. What would you
Yeah.
do with that many breadsticks, though?
I don't know if I could eat if somebody rolled up with a bunch of breadsticks in a suitcase. I don't know if I could eat them. I gotta be honest with
Well,
you.
yeah, because you have food issues.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could do that. But her intention was
I
there, but
respect the effort. I respect
she
the
looked
effort.
like somebody you don't want to cross at
No.
all. She looked like a mean woman, and she means business, especially when it's breadsticks.
Yeah, they do have good breadsticks, even though
But I
they're
mean,
probably not bread.
it does say all you can eat.
That's the key, though. She wasn't eating them.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
she was putting them in a suitcase. It's not all you can carry.
All you can roll.
All you can roll.
So our next story tonight centers on what do we have here?
The doggies.
The dogs. Now we have like an animal story pretty often.
Hmm.
And this is a something that I never knew even occurred, that there was a world dog surfing competition. Did you even know this existed?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
Right.
Yeah.
So the dog surfing competition, top dogs were riding waves Saturday at the annual World Dog Surfing Championship as hundreds of spectators cheered and barked from Northern California beach. Now,
Aw.
do you have a video of this?
I do. I do.
Okay. Now, before
Yes.
the
Well, you
video,
were the
this
one that
is
that filled me in on this. I didn't even
no,
know it was a thing.
now this is from small spaniels to large labs. The canines were judged on factors including how long they could stay on the board, the size of the wave, and their confidence. This is the 10th year that this has happened. It happens about 14 miles west of San Francisco. And this is also to help like a fundraising pet adoption event for local animal charities. So the dogs, they're going to be sporting colorful vests, stood ready on their surfboards, and were assisted by human participants. So you want to roll the video?
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yes.
like that. I like
I
that.
do too. I think it's really cool.
So also the
It's
day
really
that
cute.
when this happens, there's also a tandem contest where multiple dogs, as well as dogs and humans, shared surfboards. So they kind of do that as the kind of a fun thing to do. And those dogs in the videos did look like they were having fun. But what we were talking about is how would you even teach a dog to surf on a surfboard? That seems
I
challenging,
don't You think that until you have a dog. Like my dog, he does like getting in the water. You
right?
know, he likes running around, playing, biting at the water. So some dogs are just more inclined to get in the water.
And your dog's around can be around the water all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be careful when I take him down to the beach because he will try to get into the mud, and the closer you get to the shore, it's just like clay and
Yeah,
just gunk. And so he wants to get in the water, and so I have to kind of keep him because otherwise he's going to come back just covered in mud. And the mud here is something else. It's
really,
another level. It is like glue. Like
really.
if you sink down, if you get in a spot that's like really It's like quicksand. You'll lose a shoe. I've lost shoes, flip-flops in the mud. Like, they're just gone.
That's
You can
crazy.
forget it if you just happen to get yeah.
That is
I mean, we have a
crazy.
moving geyser up the road. If you type in Imperial Valley moving geyser, like, that thing I mean, there's a rumor they don't know how deep it goes. I don't know. Somebody should probably. But
We
it's just been getting bigger and bigger every year. It's like right next to the highway. It's gonna take over the highway.
right. We'll have to do some. We need to do some research on that.
We do. If you ever actually make it out here,
Oh,
that's
I
on the
am.
list.
I
That's
will
on the
be coming
list.
in October.
You're for sure, for real.
Oh yes, 100%.
100%. Okay.
100%. Yeah.
Well,
So,
there's
what do you want
plenty
to?
to do.
Good. What do you want to get into next tonight?
Um, well, let's see. You were talking about method acting the other day and how people how will go to extremes. Um,
Yes.
and so we have some
So
examples of that if, you wanna talk about that.
now, a
Like
lot of people, when they're talking about method acting, they don't really know. They think basically just what you're showing. That's Christian Bale from The Machinist, um, Batman Begins, The Fighter, and Vice. So those are four different stages of his body transformation.
well, also
Um,
Christian Bale was in, American Hustle, if you wanna look him up on that.
yes, and he gains weight for that one as well.
Yes, he does.
So this was kind of the origin of this was from Stanislavski system in Russia, and it was kind of adopted into like this group theater in New York, and they coined the phrase "the method" by Lee Strasberg, and it was kind of like how to use personal memories and emotional truth to build character. So a lot of the times you would go back into parts of your life that would really you would have to dig deep. You would have to search your soul, maybe visit things from your past that would cause you pain. Because Robert Pattinson said this once. He said, "You never hear about anyone being super nice when they're doing method acting. It's only when they're playing somebody deranged or a little bit psychotic or, extreme muscular. It's never anybody jolly or happy or smiling. It's always the opposite."
Yeah,
So some of the actors and actresses now, they have taken it to a point of not only are they, enduring pain and agony for themselves. Christian Bale for The Machinist only was eating an apple a day and a can
and
of
that's in
tuna.
the first one, right?
The very
The
yes,
first
I
panel?
think he lost 67 pounds in that role.
Jesus.
And I don't know if you recall, but you and I saw The Machinist at East Street Theater.
I recall because it was disturbing. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked like he was dying.
Yes, as he does. And then right after that, he had to gain 100 pounds for to play Bruce Wayne and Batman in the Batman movies.
Jesus.
So, that was extreme. And he does a lot of stuff to his body, as you can see in the
Clearly, yeah.
pictures. And then he's been awarded, I think he's won at least one Best Supporting Actor, but he immerses himself into the role. A lot of these characters, like Batman, for example, when he would be out in public and children would, come up to him and talk to him, he would speak to them in an American accent, not his own accent. So he does that. You had another clip of or another picture up there. We can talk about some of those as well. You've got Joaquin Phoenix, Robert De Niro, Natalie Portman, and Jamie Foxx. Natalie Portman had studied ballet extensively for this role and deep psychology into how somebody in his position would be. She isolated herself for quite a bit, and she said it did take her quite a while to shake the character because it was such a dark role.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, he trained with a blind specialist, how he could move, he could walk, he could serve himself, take care of himself basically without eyesight. Now I haven't seen the movie Ray, so but I'm sure I know Val Kilmer once had said playing a blind person was one of the most challenging roles he had faced as well. Robert De Niro, I think that's from Raging Bull, right? The picture. I haven't actually seen that, but he did put on weight for that when he played in Taxi Driver. he actually went around and studied people at night, walked around in the shadows at night, hung out with kind of the people on the street, and he also took a job as a taxi driver at the time. And Joaquin Phoenix is kind of like Christian Bale in that way, is like he'll gain weight for a movie. He lost a lot of weight for the Joker. He studied a lot of psychology and a lot of different um, diagnoses and things like that. Isolated himself, and pretty much what Heath Ledger did, which led to his death. So do you have anyone that sticks out in your mind as far as the method goes?
Well, I definitely would have thought about Christian Bale in The Machinist.
Right.
Um, and then of course Natalie Portman in Black Swan. Let's see. Did you see the movie Begonia?
I've got it on the list to watch. I
You
haven't
should
quite
watch
watched
it.
it.
It's really
Okay.
good. She's really
I'll,
good in it. All the actors are. It's a weird movie. Um, and I don't think that she really took any deep dive into the character, but it's very extreme. It reminds me a lot of Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta.
okay.
Um,
Now Mara, she's one of these actresses that people might not know that they've seen movies that she's in. She was in a Walking Phoenix movie. Her. She was also in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And then for that movie, she shaved her head, dyed her eyebrows blonde, and she goes all out for many movies. She's in the movie A Ghost Story, if you watch that. Lion with Nicole Kidman. So she does a lot of deep dives and kind
Lion.
of
I never
yeah, yeah,
never
Lion,
saw that.
Lion. It's a 2016 movie. Uh,
Hmm.
Bruno Mara is also in The Social Network, which I didn't really realize she was in that. So yeah, a lot of these actors and actresses, they go to extremes to do this. And the pros of this is that it can produce really extraordinary, immersive, authentic performances. Daniel Day-Lewis is another person that does it. When he was in the movie My Left Foot, he played a real life character who was a painter, but he could only use his right foot to paint. So he remained,
Really?
yes. So he remained fully in character the entire shoot of the movie, and having the crew and crew feed him on set, having to use a wheelchair to take him to the bathroom and stuff. And this is where I
Wow.
think where it can go to where you're not only inconveniencing yourself in your method, you're putting the focus on other, like the focus of other people now have to be on you. Now the crew has to take time to take you to the bathroom in a wheelchair. Now the crew has to take time to feed you, all because you can't just act. You have to go this full method. And I believe in the method for a certain for a little while, but I don't think it should inconvenience your cast and crew because that's not the point of acting. You're trying to get into character. You're not trying to inconvenience everyone else around you. Jared Leto did the same thing with Suicide Squad. Uh, negative serial problem. Jared Leto on the set of Suicide Squad, he didn't speak to anyone in the cast as himself, as he only did as Joker. He sent Margot Robbie a live rat. Will Smith, he sent bullets. Some of the other cast members, he sent used condoms. And when he played
Jesus.
Michael Morbius in the Morbius movie, he was playing a doctor who had trouble walking, so it took him 45 minutes to walk to the bathroom on crutches, which was costing.
Can, I guess, to this point, but and then gaining the weight, going from one extreme to the other is not healthy.
Right.
I'm not saying that like it's a flex that his fans are, young girls, that it's like a
Yeah.
cult, that he's worshipped.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
actually really disturbing. I didn't know anything about this until the recent, kind of thing where everybody's come out, and I think there's like 4 or 5 now that
9
have 9.
total. Total.
Jesus. I
And
mean, 4 or 5 that
that's
have came out and, like, stood up and said, "Yeah."
And I mean that's with the ones in Europe and the ones in
Jesus.
America. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's gonna be hard to come back from. I don't think there's any way that he can deny that he did this.
I don't know. I don't know. We will see what happens with that. So what do you have? What do we have next on the agenda for tonight?
Well, let us see here. We talked about the surfing dogs. I know that we had some fan questions.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of those tonight.
Yeah. We're not gonna talk about your latest extravaganza.
So a couple of the questions, we have questions every week that some of the fans, some of the audience, you all out there, they message us, and Terry
Mhm.
has it up on screen right now.
Yeah, this is one of
So
them. There was a couple.
so you are on a hiring committee. One candidate is clearly more qualified, but hiring the less qualified candidate would dramatically improve diversity numbers that your business needs. Who do you choose? Who do you
This is actually
choose?
whenever I was putting this in, I thought this is a difficult question. Um,
It is a difficult question. I know I know what I think. I'll be right back.
I hate to say it would depend on the job. Is it a job that you need schooling for, that you need an education for, or is it a job that you can learn on site? Because if
See,
you have to have a formal education, if it's like a doctor or a law degree or something like that, then I'm gonna go with the qualified.
right,
If
okay.
it's like a job that you can kind of learn as you go, then I would probably go with the diversity hire.
Really? Okay.
If
Okay.
unless the education specifically was needed.
Okay.
Like, if I was hiring a doctor, I'm gonna hire the one that's most qualified because that's putting other people's lives at risk.
Right, right. Now I can and it would be like that for pretty much anything like a professional, like you could say someone like a pilot or a doctor.
Obviously, you want the most qualified, yeah.
Yeah. And I think really I would say well, I'll take it into, you can say a hiring committee. You could even say this, you're on a committee for a studio, a movie studio.
Mhm.
There's a great script, and you can cast pretty much anyone you want. But you want now the Oscars have rules that you have to have certain amount of diversity in the cast to be able to qualify. But if you do that, then that could cut down on your box office at the movie. So therefore, do you hire the star who's going to bring in the most box office? Or do you hire someone that's going to meet the needs to make your film qualify for the awards to meeting the diversity qualifications? It's a very similar question
Uh, if it's an
because
influential movie and it's, like, going to become a staple for pop culture,
Mhm.
then I'm going to want the best actor. But in that case, I think that it should be a blind hire. You know, kind of like what is the singing competition where you don't see the person
Or like the
until they either
Masked
turn
Singer
around?
or something like that.
Yeah, you don't know. You're hiring based on talent.
Right.
So you would never be able to make a biased choice. All you would see is like their resume, but I guess that could give it away, if you know they've been on a movie, but there would be no name, no gender, no race, nothing tied to that person before you make that decision.
See, I think like that too. I think when it comes to
'Cause I don't think the looks, as much as we, like, focus on how
mm,
ugly these old men are, that's not the most important part in
that's not the
acting.
most important part, and that's also not really wasn't even the point of our conversation yesterday,
Well, it
but it
kinda
got to,
was. I
but
really I do think that dude's ugly.
no, I mean it was, but it got turned into that more in the comments than we even meant
Well, I
it.
was comfortable saying that he was because he's a piece of shit.
In a turtle looking
Oh, I'm talking
puppet.
about Elon. Both of them. They're both everybody over on that side is shockingly
See,
disgusting. I don't I
see,
it
see, I told Terry today, and I said she would hate me. I said I do have stock in Tesla.
Look, if you're gonna make money off of him, I'm okay with it. At least
I
it's
know.
getting put into the right hands.
Well, listen.
I
Well,
try to, yeah,
let's turn the question something else then. So, you disagree with Elon, but let's say that you were making money off of his platform, Twitter, Twitter before it went to X. Do you stay on X or no?
I didn't. I mean, I wasn't making money on Twitter, but
But
I
let's
did
say
Twitter
that
actively.
let's say that you were making a significant amount. Would you stay or go? $500 a month,
5, that's it.
1,000, 1,000.
That's when you start getting into, okay, I would just to feel better about my decision, I would try to donate some of the money because I would feel terrible keeping it because
Would you?
I judge the people that are still on there.
You
Yeah,
just me? I'm
because
on there?
a little. Do you make money on there?
No.
Okay, then why are you on there? There's no financial benefit to you staying on there. Do you post or do you just do it to read?
I'm mainly on the AI. Grok is what I'm usually on.
Well, they just got in trouble, I wanna say in Michigan. Um, they banned posting nude pictures of people that weren't consensual,
Yeah.
because the AI can be like, "Okay, you just post a picture of somebody and it makes them naked." And so there was a big issue with that, and that was in the last few days.
I did see where that
And so, of course, they're mad about it
where
because
I did see where you can't do that. Now, where did this
which
take
is
place
good, you
in
shouldn't be able to do that, that's
I
insane.
I agree. Now, where did this take place in Michigan? Was it Hell, Michigan that we talked about
No,
last night?
no, I don't think it was Detroit, and it might not have been Michigan, it was one of those M states, though.
Okay. Mississippi, maybe.
No, it was like Michigan, Minnesota, something like that.
Okay,
I
Montana.
don't know. One of those
Okay.
states that doesn't really, yeah.
So yeah, I would really, if it's something that you really need the best qualified person, like you want somebody qualified in every job, but like you
Yeah.
said, certain things like editing and directing and things like that, like editing is a thing I think you can go in knowing how to do it, but it's something you learn as you go. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to, just because you don't have a degree in editing doesn't mean you don't know how to edit.
No, but I do think that with any job, and this is across the board, there should not be you don't need to know the person's age or race, gender, anything. You
Maybe their
you don't
age.
need to know that. Really,
You don't think
why?
you don't think you need to know somebody? Well, like, what if you need somebody that's had experience before, but this is somebody right out of college?
Maybe they're like a genius though.
I mean, that's a possible, possible.
I would wanna know their credentials. I don't care about the rest of it. Can you do this job to the best of your ability and better than everybody else? Are you the best candidate for the job?
And I'd also want to know, and yeah, I would want to know if they have,
Because I would be biased and always hire the woman. I'm not gonna lie. If it was a man, if it was a white straight male versus a minority woman, I'm hiring the woman, and that's biased in the other way. Because 'Cause I'd be
I
like, "Fuck
would,
him, fuck him."
I would make sure, especially if you're working in close proximity, you want to hire somebody that has good hygiene too.
Yeah, but I mean, that's fixable, and it
Because
could be a health issue too. You
I worked
can't
I worked one time many years ago, like 20 years ago. It was actually at the radio station. Um, there was a guy there. He was a very nice guy, but when you were like kind of, close talking,
Marvin, the drunk guy?
no, this was in the DC
Oh, he was a
time.
close talker.
Yeah, this was the DC time.
Mm.
And then you could realize, like, he needs a little bit of breath mints. And kind of like, that episode of Seinfeld where they give the breath mints to that guy so he's jingling around in his pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's so they can hear him coming.
Yeah. But yeah, this guy that, he was a nice guy. I don't want to say his name, but he needed breath mints and deodorant. It
That's
was
fixable, though. If he was great at his job and was reliable, showed up to work not drunk,
now
and
how do
did
you
his
tell
job,
Now, how do you tell somebody? And you tell me right now. How do you tell
I
somebody?
have absolutely no
Listen,
idea.
your
I
breath
am
stinks,
so
and you need deodorant. How do you tell
oh,
someone that?
oh, this is why I don't have friends because I would be like, dude, look, nobody else is gonna tell you because they're too nice. But FYI, try this.
Is that what you'd say?
Probably,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I would try
Have
to be
you
nice about it.
have you ever had to do that before?
I don't think so. If I have, I haven't remembered.
I've known a few people in my life where I've thought, how do you even bring this up? But I didn't.
After quitting smoking, I realized how much cigarettes stink. Because when you do it, you don't realize it. Like I would smoke. I was a chain smoker. Like I
I
was the
mean,
best smoker that I knew. I could
how
put
many
2 packs away if I was in a good
would
mood.
you do 2 packs a day?
I could. Yeah,
Okay.
I could. I would probably average about a pack and a half, which
The
is
which
30 cigarettes.
which which kind did you smoke?
Uh, Camel Crush for a while. When I quit, it was American Spirits.
Oh, those are expensive.
They are expensive, and they're
Yeah.
super expensive out here. But I didn't realize how much cigarettes stunk. And then you quit, and it could just be like a reaction, an extreme reaction, because it's
Yeah.
a toxin, and your body's like definitely trying to get you away from them. They're terrible. Oh my god, when somebody smokes cigarettes, it's brutal. It's so bad, and I didn't realize that when I was smoking, and now I'm like, "Jesus Christ, these people put up with me smoking for years. They must
Well,
actually, like, care about me
what's
because
funny is that
I would've said something."
most of the people that I've dated, starting off with anyway, they have been smokers. And somehow I've always, always tried to get them to quit.
Yeah.
Like Talitha wasn't a smoker, but Shelly was, and then two others were. So several have been smokers, but I think at least two of the four have quit. So that's good.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah, I've been
relatively
for it
you're
was 4 years in February.
and you're pretty healthy now too, though, right? For the most part.
Yeah, I don't wanna be. It's boring.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, I quit smoking, which was great. That was,
What made
the
you
best thing I
say
did.
what made you say I'm done with this?
I had to pick between, am I gonna smoke weed or am I gonna smoke cigarettes because both were getting pretty pricey.
Yes.
Um, and so I was like, well, I don't get anything out of smoking cigarettes anymore. Eventually, you get to a point where you don't. It's just to maintain. And so, yeah, I quit doing that. My last cigarette, I'm looking right now, was come on, come on, come on. 1,616 days ago. I quit on February 28th, 2022.
Oh, nice. Congratulations on that.
And I haven't had a drink in 215 days. I'm very proud of that.
Nice. 250. I
And I
met
haven't
one.
had a joint since May 3rd, so 91 days I haven't smoked weed.
Really?
Yes.
And
Yes.
can you,
I keep a countdown on my phone so that I can, like, check it and be like,
no,
"Okay."
what's been the big benefits of the not smoking weed besides, having extra
Clarity,
money?
getting more stuff done, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the money, they pretty much just throw weed at you when you cross the border into California. They're just like, "We have too much, just take it." Like,
Is that
there's
what's
so
going on
much
out
weed,
there?
yeah. There's a lot of weed going on here. So that's not really the issue. Um, I d I was getting to a point where, and I'm sure age was a factor too, that I was having a hard time following a conversation and looping back around. I would get distracted. I already have ADHD pretty bad, and that was not helping. And so my friend quit, and so I kinda quit with them as a support, and I made it, like a week or 2, and I was like, "Okay, I feel a little better. I feel just I'm sleeping better." Everything I was just getting more work done, and so I just
Okay.
continued it, and now it's been 3 months.
Well,
3 months tomorrow.
I can tell since the not drinking, it's been I think it's been probably like 111 days or so. And there's been like 107 shows in those 111 days.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at that point, if you can make it 100 days, I've always heard that it takes 40 days to make or break a habit. So if you can make it 40 days, you're pretty good. 100 days, I think
And I don't
that's
need,
a solid change.
yeah.
I
And I
think you have
honestly,
fundamentally changed your habit.
well, I can, and like you said, I have more clarity. My skin's better. I don't feel, I never had a
Yeah.
hangover, but I don't have the regret of like, what did I do? You know, I have to go on social media and, delete things that I'm embarrassed about. So, those days are gone.
Yeah, but some of those got the most views.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of health, now there's all this stuff going on with Fauci.
Yeah. Now, this is
He's
something
a
that's
he's
been
a
going
loose
on.
cannon. I like him. I like everything he's about. I like that he's not letting them fuck with him. He's not falling into their trap.
Okay.
Well, they wanted the dude, and I swear, Kennedy's got a fucking hard on for him. I
Well,
mean,
which one?
he's after him bad. Like,
So, which one do you want to dive into first?
well, let's talk about Fauci because I like him. He's cute. He's got like this little. He's like a feisty little squirrel.
Now, how old is he even at this point?
I don't know, but he's definitely within my age range.
70s.
Yeah, 60s at least. But yeah, I'm not sure of his age, but I do like him. I like what he's about. I like his attitude. I feel like I could have a fun conversation with him.
Okay. So.
Oh, I might want to take off the committee
Oh
thing.
yeah,
Hold
you can
on.
take the question down there. I forgot that was still even up.
I did too.
Um, Now, I mean, there are some positive highlights. He contributed significantly to the HIV/AIDS research. He developed treatments that turned manageable conditions and serving as a key architect of PEPFAR, which has saved 20 million lives. He's had over 5 decades at the NIH, and he has advanced therapies for rare immune diseases. He supported rapid COVID vaccination development while providing steady public guidance during the multiple outbreaks. So those are some positives that I found toward Mr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything negative that you have to say about him?
I think he could be meaner. I think it doesn't matter. I can't think of his name.
Wasn't he also in Sex
The
and the
kid in
City
the back,
also?
the back way back there. I think so. Yeah. He looks
Timothy
like that
Olyphant.
kid that was mocking Trump at one of his rallies. And actually, the dude that you said, Mickey Rourke,
Yeah.
looks more like Christopher Walken playing Mickey Rourke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I had no
The
idea that
hair
this.
is killing me. And the thing that's going to suck is the people that are just listening to the podcast are not going to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, they're not going to see, but
Greta
yeah,
Thunberg is
that was
her.
an odd sense of gallery members now there. Now, I don't know
Yeah.
if you've heard of this other stuff, but there has been some things coming out of Mr. Fauci's diary where he
Yes.
is. Now, what if you
Yeah.
think about the revelations in that? He loved the fame, it seemed.
He did love the fame, but I mean, come on. He should.
Well, what
I
got
mean, he was
me?
the voice of reason through COVID, and you got people like Kennedy that are so anti-vax, and now they're coming out, and he's like pretty much being forced to admit that the country's having a measles outbreak,
Well,
and he
me,
doesn't want to take responsibility for it. There was an interview on CNN. It was pretty brutal. I didn't feel bad for him because he's gotten himself into this hole.
predicament.
But I mean, the interviewer,
Yeah.
she was not nice to him,
No,
which was great. It was
I
it
watched
was
it. I watched
Go
a
ahead.
few minutes of it,
It
and
was a bit of a train wreck. I've got
yeah.
a little bit of it here that I would like to
Okay,
to
let's see what you've
show.
got here.
And this is just a little taste of it.
Oh, We have the highest death rate from COVID of any nation on earth.
Well, let me just say, because I've heard you say that before on the death rate from COVID. It's not accurate because public health experts say that there is a combination of factors that went into that: higher rates of chronic illnesses, which I know you would agree with, gaps to our healthcare system, and misinformation about vaccines.
But you just said what I said was inaccurate. What I said was accurate. We have the highest death rate from COVID of any place.
There are other countries that had higher, but
you can argue
go ahead
about why we had that, but nobody can tell you. I mean, we have, as you say, we have the highest chronic disease burden in the world. But Anthony Fauci was mismanaging the COVID pandemic, and he was doing it under the Biden administration. President Trump wanted to end the lockdowns. And in fact, in Anthony Fauci's diaries, he talks about how President Trump is calling him every day, trying to get him to reopen the country.
Yeah, well, the lockdowns were done by governors. I mean, certainly Anthony Fauci and the president had opinions, but the lockdowns were done by governors and large.
And so that was pretty much how the entire interview went, was just her rebutting, like giving correct information on every single thing that he had to say. And he was like, the worst thing that happened during COVID was the shutdown. And I mean, it was insane. And the dude can barely talk. He can barely finish a sentence.
I don't. That's one reason I think it's
He needs
hard
to be
for
in a
me.
home.
I think that's one reason it's hard for me to listen to to him because of that.
Because he's like grumbling.
But it always kind of I didn't know what that was for a moment. It's always
exactly. It sounds like a monster.
It does. It always astonished me who he was married to.
No, right?
I could never believe
that blows my mind. And she stood by him, and Larry David just was like done with her.
Did he kick her off the show?
Years. I don't know. I think the show had already ended by that point.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, she pretty much got blacklisted, rightfully so. I mean, she at most stay out of it. But how are you going to stay married to that man?
Rightfully so, you think? You think she was kicked out rightfully so?
I think based on that, yeah. I mean, think about everybody that kind of had something to do with Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm, and now Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness, which you should watch. I don't know if you got to watch it or not, but it's pretty funny.
What was it on? HBO?
HBO, yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll have to try to log in.
I'm a fan of Larry David, though. He's also, yeah. He's my type of guy.
Well, Larry's pretty much George for the most part.
Yes. And when you know that, because the first time I would have watched Seinfeld, I didn't know that George was based off of Larry David.
Right.
Then when you go back and watch it, knowing that, it's very, very clear.
Very obvious. Very obvious. I think Jerry is probably he's probably the least funniest on the show.
Jerry? His stand-up's not that great either. I saw him one time when he played Vegas. It was one of the worst. One of the worst stand-ups I've been to. Mm-hmm.
Was it mainly people were there just because it was Jerry?
Because of who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, did he stand around? Did he stand around after and take pictures or no?
No.
I didn't assume so.
He's a little full of himself. Which he openly states that if you watch, especially on Comedians in Cars.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you get to that point, wouldn't you be probably?
Probably. I had rewatched an episode of that with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and they were talking about Seinfeld, obviously. And he was like, people will stop him on the street and say hi and expect a picture. And he was like, I don't owe you anything. He's like, if anything, you owe me. I gave you a show for free, essentially, because it was on network TV.
Yeah.
And that's how his opinion of it is, that he's like, he doesn't owe anybody anything, that he doesn't owe his fans. That's a little pompous, but
when it gets to that point, I'm like, okay, I understand.
I don't like that.
because I'm like, without those fans watching your show, you wouldn't have had the show for 9 years.
And he was not. I mean, he was the star of it.
Yeah.
Granted, the show was named after him. He was not the funniest person on it.
But I think he
George is
knew
definitely the funniest, and I think Elaine is second after that.
she's pretty fun because Kramer's big thing, like they used him perfectly. He wasn't overused, I don't
No,
think.
and he was supposed to be just like a temporary character.
Yeah. So I'm glad they brought him in.
Well, then he got into a little bit of trouble and got canceled.
And he never ever really bounced back from that, really.
Mm-mm. That's a hard one to bounce back from. I don't know if anybody knows, but he went on a rant. There were some hecklers at a show, and he used the N-word multiple times from what I remember. I'd have to go back and check.
Yeah, we talked about it on the old Midnight
And
Mutant
so,
show.
yeah, you can't come back from that. You know, you
And
gotta check your
that's
privilege and your
before
temper.
I think that was also before the word canceled to cancel people was used too. I don't think it was used then. I think it was like 2007, maybe
Really?
2008. But I think he was one of the first. I mean, obviously Paul Rubens, but Kramer was,
The famous Paul Rubens.
Now, the Kramer incident took place, November 2006.
Mm.
So it'll be 20 years. 20 years this November that took place,
And
and
he
he's
never came
never
back from it.
fully recovered from that.
Well, at this point, I don't think he will.
No. But
He's
at
been
this
so inactive.
Well, he
Yeah.
had a book that came out not long ago, and I saw that he was promoting the
Really?
book. Yeah. Now, with
Is he
that,
still writing the Seinfeld thing though? Because that's one thing I've noticed is everything I've seen him in since then, he's brought up Seinfeld.
yeah.
Like that's all he has.
Well, he is the bow tie killer in Problem Child, also.
What?
The bow tie killer.
I'd never seen Problem Child.
So now we had something else happen this week. Now I don't know if you have it up there, but the woman's I think it's the first woman's Major League Baseball.
Are you talking
Uh,
about the song?
yeah, the woman's Major League Baseball.
This is rough. It was actually like I couldn't watch the whole thing because it was so brutal.
I didn't even
It was
send it
so
all to
bad.
you
I was
either.
so
I
uncomfortable.
couldn't. So this is the newly launched Women's Pro Baseball League, the WPBL. It's the first professional women's league in over 70 years, and it's featuring 4 teams: the Boston Hunters, Los Angeles Queens, New York Heights, and the San Francisco Fire Bells. And this was, so the clip that you have was from the very first historic first season
Mm.
of the inauguration, August 1st. And this is a video of the Star Spangled Banner, right?
Yeah, I didn't load it up because I didn't want to play it.
Oh, you didn't load it up.
No, it
Oh,
was so bad. If anybody is interested, they're gonna have to search for that on their own.
yeah, it's
I felt bad for the lady singing. It was so terrible.
I thought about that too.
And I can't sing. This is coming from somebody I can't in the least sing. You've known me for 20 years. I cannot sing.
I mean,
And it
and I'm
was
not even,
fucking terrible.
it wasn't even something. People think that we're mean. I couldn't even make fun of this.
I felt
Like,
bad for her. I felt
yes.
embarrassed that they let her get up there and sing and sound like that.
Well, all 3 of them were terrible, but the main one was terrible. What did you think when you heard that?
Well, I was curious what it was gonna be. And my first thought, because I was like halfway watching it, because I had like my TV on and you sent it. And initially I thought it was going to be Roseanne, truthfully,
Oh, okay.
because I just heard the Star Spangled Banner thing start playing. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about Roseanne grabbing her crotch when she sang. And then it like registered that wasn't what it was. And I was like, oh my God. And it just kept going. They just kept. How many times do you think somebody heard her sing and just was like, yeah, go do this? Like how many people,
That's
how many
what
chances were there to be like, you don't want to do this?
I don't know that. Like, who could hear that and think you should sing the Star Spangled Banner? I mean, one of the hardest songs for one. Not
It
just
almost seemed
anyone
like
can
a
sing
prank.
it.
It was so bad.
Yes. Like when I watched it, I was like, this can't be real. And oh my God.
And I tried to look at the reactions of the people in the stand listening, and everybody kept a straight face.
Oh no, I
Which
saw
thank
two.
God we weren't there because we
I
would have
saw
been
a
like,
young boy. I
Jesus
saw a young
Christ.
boy and a young girl, teenage age, trying not to laugh. They're behind home plate.
I
And
would have
this
been a
was
40-year-old trying to, I would have laughed. I couldn't have held it in.
well, this was in front of a sold out crowd.
Mm.
So anytime they talk about women's professional baseball, this will be played through the rest of history. And
It
I
was
felt
bad. It
bad.
was really bad.
It,
Yeah, I did
it
too.
was
That's why I didn't
bad.
want to play it. I was like, if he
Yeah.
really wants to play it, he can load it up. I'm not doing it.
No, it was bad. So do we have any other stories or have we covered everything for tonight?
I think we've covered everything. We had one more question about
Oh yeah. We have one more question
language that
from
we can head on out with because we talked about Fauci. I did want to say what was so funny is now that they're releasing Fauci's diary, there was a quote from Obama where he called Trump Jr. Or Donald Trump Jr., whatever the fuck his name is, a fucking idiot.
who Fauci did or Obama?
Yeah, Obama.
Okay.
It was like in there, and it was obviously not expected to ever be seen. And then he like apologized for his language. He was like that. He's a fucking idiot.
Oh,
Excuse my language. Like, and that's Obama. I'm sure every president's had their fault, but
you know that I
Obama's
mean,
pretty funny. He's funny.
well, he's kind of chilled, laid back, you
Yeah.
know. Now I don't. It's funny when if you ever see him and her, Obama and Michelle, go on podcasts together.
Yeah.
They're not like the same at all.
No. But
One
they
of the
seem
things,
like they're really happy with each other. You know,
well, one of
sometimes
the
you can tell a marriage is being put on and that they're just doing it for show, like Trump
right.
and Melania.
Well, I had
They seem
watched.
like they like each other.
I had watched a video and it said they were asking, describe describe some. I think it was summer in one word. What and Obama was like fun, and then Michelle was like me. The way she said it and the camera angle that they cut to was funny. It made me
And
laugh.
she gets so much hate for just
Does
essentially
she?
being a strong, opinionated woman. Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was
People hate on her
beloved.
so, I mean, not by the right, by the left, yeah, but I mean, they make fun of her. They question her gender. They
Now, I have
obviously
seen
question their
that. I have
citizenship,
seen.
and it's
I have
fucked
seen
up.
the gender thing or the
Number
gender thing
one,
before.
and this is something that I'd seen Lady Gaga say as well because they had done that to her. She's like, "What if I am? What is it? What does that matter?"
True.
She's like, "What if I am? It's none of
Now
your
I will
business."
say this:
Like
back in
she didn't give
2000,
them even the. Go ahead.
back in 2007, we did touch upon that Lady Gaga thing on the show. I remember that. I remember
I
asking.
mean, it's nobody's business. Number one.
And I wonder how it got to the point where people think it's their business.
That I don't know.
Because
Even to
Lady,
this day,
what even
even
with
as like much as cultures change, people still somehow think who you want to fuck, or what gender you identify with is anybody's business. And at most, the only person's business it is whoever you're sleeping with.
right
That's it.
now, the only way that I would ever, and I don't care. I could care less. The only way that it even
Couldn't care
annoys,
less.
huh?
Couldn't. You
Couldn't
couldn't
care
care
less.
less.
Is I'm sure is like when like if I don't ever mention anything, like if I'm famous, I don't ever mention anything about it, and then I start making everything about it. Like that was a discussion once, I think, on either Ron and Fez or O&A, where they were talking about that, and I think it was an episode maybe Bill Burr may have been on.
I could see Bill Burr bringing that up.
Yeah, I think it. I think
Probably
it.
out of all the comedians, I identify with his opinions the most. Because I was going to talk about the measles thing and all the
Oh yeah,
anti-vaxxers, and I've got some friends that are anti-vax.
are you?
We have some mutual friends that are, yeah. And my whole thought is, you know
How
what?
many?
Just
How many are there? How many are there to get
how many
vax?
vaccinations?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Have you got them
You have to
all?
have a lot. Yeah, when I was a kid, but we both grew up during the time period where that's what you did. You got vaccinated. Now, the COVID vaccines, no.
That's not what I'm talking. That's what I thought you were
Oh,
talking
I was
about.
talking about like measles and all of that.
Oh, yeah. I think I
No.
had that when I was a kid.
Well, we have a lot of you probably don't know how many people that we know that are anti-vax. And I know a lot out here. And my feeling of it is basically, and I was thinking about this today, and that this would be something I could see Bill Burr saying, you know what? Just let it take care of itself. Like, if they want to be anti-vax and they want to end up with measles and they want to like weed out the population from the scientifically illiterate, they're doing us a favor.
Right. I mean,
I mean, that's how it works. That's how evolution works. Some
see.
people
I've
are
not
not
done
meant and
enough
don't need to.
research. I've not done enough research on like measles or any of those kind of vaccinations to even really give a
Well, we're
true
going through a
opinion.
measles epidemic right now.
What out there?
No, in the country,
We are?
specifically in the South. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because, and I think that was why Kennedy was even on CNN to begin with. If you watch the whole interview, she brings it up. That was kind of where that was going about Fauci and all of that because, he was like, oh, we have the highest case of this. He just starts making all these claims that aren't even true.
It says measles case confirmed in. Yeah, there's a measles outbreak.
Yeah, and she was like, well, don't you want to take responsibility? She was like, look, she tells him, she goes, the camera is right here. Look into the camera and take accountability for what you guys have done. And he just like wouldn't do it, of course.
Well, I'm
And so
looking
she was like, well,
here.
don't you think that Trump is partially responsible for this? And of course he can't say that because that's who signs his fucking checks, I guess. I don't
No,
know.
I thought this was like a. No, right now there's 2,355 measles
It's the
cases
most in
reported.
3 decades. It said the most reported cases in 3 decades.
I don't even. I honestly, I got to be honest with you. I don't even know
You don't
what the
even know what
measles.
measles are?
No.
I had all of my vaccinations growing up. I barely made the HPV one. I got that when it first came out because that was not a thing when we were kids. But by the time I was a teenager, before I got out of school, they had a vaccination for that, which was a big thing. So you could have it. You could have HPV.
Yeah, I was just highly
You
contagious,
could.
caused by a virus, spreads easily when an infected person breathes, coughs, or sneezes. It seems like that's what everything is: breathe, cough, or sneeze. However else are you going to get it? Rubbing your butt on somebody else? I mean, how else are you going to get
Rubbing
measles?
your butt on somebody
Yeah.
else? On where?
Like
Like
what?
on their arm or like on their face?
What?
Because I could see if you rubbed your butt on somebody's face that things could transmit. Yeah.
Yes. Um, I said 95,000 people died from measles in 2004. I mean, 2024. Under the age of 5. Hmm.
So yeah,
So
this is preventable. This is
yeah,
something like we had vaccines for. But
we'll give a
now all of a
little.
sudden people,
We'll give a little health update. If you've got measles, you could have a fever, runny nose, cough, red and watery eyes, small white spots inside the cheeks.
ooh,
A rash appears 3 to 5 days, usually on the face and upper neck.
do we have
Spreads
measles?
over about it spreads over 3 to 5 days and usually downward the trunk of arms, legs, feet, and usually lasts 4 to 8 days before fading. So it usually goes away by itself. I take it.
Is it like chicken pox?
That's what I'm guessing.
Sounds like chicken pox.
I don't even know if I want to look at a picture of it. It might make me.
Which I haven't had the shingles vaccine.
It kind of looks like chicken pox from what
But
I
I'm
can
super
tell.
excited because now I've reached the age where since my mom and grandmother both had issues when they got a colonoscopy that my doctor suggested I get a colonoscopy.
So you have that.
Not looking forward to this.
So you have that planned, like it's planned now.
I've got it. I've got the order for it. I've not made the appointment.
Okay.
I don't even know how I go about that. Don't I have to take like a drink or something?
Yeah, I think
Could I
so.
live stream my colonoscopy?
I bet they wouldn't because of like health privacy issues. I thought
Yeah,
about.
but it's HIPAA. It's me. That's my own. That's my information.
That's what I mean, maybe
What if I put the glasses on?
it only lasts like 12 minutes though. I'm sure that'll last longer than 12 minutes, probably.
I don't know. They just put a camera up your butt.
I've never done it.
I haven't either.
And
I've
I'm-
never
I'm-
heard anybody come out of it talking about what a great time they had.
No.
If anybody out there has had a colonoscopy, please fill me in on what I should
Yeah,
expect.
let us know. Well,
Yeah.
everyone, thank you for tuning in.
That
Please
is
go
it for our
to
show.
the website, saltytonight.com. It's a cool website. You've got a lot of stuff up there, and stuff is
It's
being
getting there.
added.
It's getting there. I've got to add a few more shows. I only have 19 to, well, I'll put it on tonight, but I haven't added. I've got 18 more episodes to add.
Okay, so a lot of stuff going up.
Yeah.
We've got a show coming up. Today is what, Sunday? We have a show coming up Wednesday.
And hopefully we will be able to tell what Adam has been up to.
Yeah, what I've been up to. And are we going to have a guest Wednesday?
I wish. We'll see. Maybe we
Okay.
can get Robin over here.
Okay. Yeah, so we've not heard from. Oh yeah, we've not heard from Robin. Does she have
She's been busy.
electricity?
She's got electricity again.
Okay,
There's
good.
been a lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in, and go to Salty Tonight and check out all the links and episodes, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. Bye, Terry.
Bye. Bye.